Hello and welcome back to Good Morning Sri Lanka. You're there with me, Harith, and His Holiness on studio. In studio, it's interesting, and I hope you're having this enlightened morning, because there's so much to discuss with spiritualism, religion, and things that we take for granted, really. And when we discuss with this gentleman here, it does enlighten us a lot as to what we should really be thinking. Now, sir, tell us a little bit about spiritualism. How can spiritualism help to solve these problems in this world?
I understand, in the light of spirituality, that we become good and bad not because of our body. There is some hidden source, there is some hidden power, positive and negative. Some people call the positive power the presence of God, and the negative power the presence of devil.
I see.
It is controlled, remotely controlled, by the negative powerhouse and positive powerhouse. This body itself is not capable of doing anything wrong or right. Spirituality provides a reason and a practical approach towards reviving that positive nature that we have inside our body, the soul, the spirit.
I see.
And that negative presence in our body, it makes us do wrong things. There was a time when spirituality was part of religions. When people shun the practice of spirituality in religions, religions became incapable of catering the spiritual needs of its followers. It was part of the religion. Now, because the practice of spirituality was shunned by people, therefore people are distancing themselves from religions and from God. We are trying hard to raise the awareness of the importance and significance of spirituality in all religions of the world, all around the world.
I see.
And the important factor in human life today of spirituality is that with the help of spirituality, we can bring a very positive change in one's character. It's all about the characteristics. God is very good. We need to bring in ourselves the characteristics of God, and that is to do with enlightenment, like Lord Buddha. He found positive nature in him. He diminished negative nature and he uplifted the positive nature. This is exactly what spirituality is all about. To revive the positive nature and bring in a positive characteristics and getting rid of the negativity in our body.
Let me ask you this also, sir. Now, in the current modern world, we do have other methods also where people say there are ways of living a positive life. For example, this art of Feng Shui, how you have a living space where they say the positive energies can be channeled. And there are various things like yoga, where you can get positive energy. Are those also part of spirituality?
Yoga is a form of exercise. It gives you peace of mind, gives you relaxation, but it does not connect you with God. It can bring you some good positive things in life. You'll feel better physically.
That's the point, sir. I would say then you would suggest that they make your body, the physical element, positive, and not necessarily the mind, the spirit. I see. Now, that would suggest, sir, that the mind and the body are totally two different concepts. Are they separate?
Well, I understand a body is just a vehicle, and the mind, which is of course controlled by those two presence in the body, positive and negative, that's the main driver who drives the vehicle.
Now, in general, sir, there are things that we believe that are physically impossible for us to do. Through spiritualism, is it possible even to do those things that we cannot do? For example, levitate. Now, we've heard of people who levitate. We've heard of people who have special powers. Is that through spiritualism?
I would like to say here that spirituality is not about doing things.
Special things.
It's not about doing things that people will think, oh no, this is not humanly possible. Spirituality is about enlightening your inner dimension and getting connected with God. And of course, when somebody is connected with God, God then gives them divine powers. But those divine powers are given to certain people in order to bring goodness to human life, not for an individual's personal pleasure.
I see. Now, so if I ask you as advice to a general person like me, how do I live a better spiritual life in general, in practice? How would you advise someone to be more spiritual?
In order to be spiritual, we need to start enlightening our souls. There are special mantras, and with the practice of that mantras, bringing that thing in through meditation, and with the help of meditation, we bring in the divine light, and that divine light will enlighten our souls. The more divine energy enters in our spirits, more spiritual will become, and the effect of that spiritual practice will show in your mind, in your body, in your thought process as well.
Right, sir. Now in practice, we talk about divine love, unconditional love in spirit. If we are spiritually enlightened, sir, for example, can I love my enemy? Is it possible, sir? As a human, we are physically made to hate. We hate some people. But through spiritual enlightenment, is it possible, sir, to even love your enemy?
Well, what I have been told and what I have been trained, love is something that is not by choice. It happens. And of course, you cannot love your enemy. It would be too fake to say that I can practice and I can discipline my emotions and I can love my enemy. That is not possible. I can safely say that people who want to love God, they don't manage to love God, let alone loving their enemies.
It happens.
It happens.
I see. And
there is a spiritual chemistry,
right,
that takes place.
And it is through this process of being more spiritual or enlightened in spirit is how you happen to love your enemy. It is to
do with the souls. The souls who used to live together in the primordial time before coming into this world, if they were together, upon their entry into this world, they fall in love with each other, and that is unconditional love.
Right.
You cannot love anybody with your own efforts, with your own choice.
Now, so if I ask you, for example, say now I have something bad to say to someone, I don't like him, but if I restrain myself, I say no, I should not say it. Is that getting towards a spiritual life, or is it what I'm stopping what my instincts, but it is for better spirituality? Is that what the message is about?
It's very good. If you want to, if you hate somebody, and you think you're better off not telling that person that you hate them, it's good. It's good, but it's not spirituality. You're trying to refrain yourself from creating a point of mischief. You're saving yourself something. Right. You're not putting yourself into danger.
I see.
Of initiating.
It's more of a personal interest rather than a spiritual interest. I want to come to discuss a little bit about the healing process and spirituality. How does healing and spirituality connect, sir?
Healing is to do with spirituality very profoundly. Every organ in our body has a special form of energy. And when that energy is lost due to any reason, the energy has to be replaced. Now, either we replace the energy, which is found in many herbs, in many fruits, in many things, and doctors, traditional doctors who know the knowledge of this, they make medicines of this. We take the medicine, the lost energy is replaced, and you get well soon. And with the help of spirituality, when your heart is enlightened, when your soul is enlightened, it becomes the powerhouse of all sorts of divine energy. Then you blow upon them and the energy is released from your heart, and this is how people get their lost energy and they are healed.
It is true, sir, because a lot of people say if you have a pleasant environment, if you be positive to a patient, he heals much better, whereas if you are negative, you don't heal. So I understand that there is definitely a connection. I also want to come to your objectives, sir, of creating a global community. One community in the world, sir. Is this, why, firstly, why do you want to achieve this? And secondly, is it possible in this world?
Well, it is possible. When Adam was sent into this world, the whole humanity was one nation, and towards the end it has to become one again, united, and that will only happen when the hearts of all humanity are unified with divine love, when all begin to love God no matter what religion they practice, when their hearts are enlightened and controlled and disciplined by one God. There are many names given to God. He is one. Whether it's Ram, Krishna, God, Allah, Bhagwan or Jehovah, there are so many names given to one God, but He is the one. When all the hearts are unified, we will forget. We are from Pakistan, you're from Sri Lanka, he's from Israel, he's from India, he's from America. Because the hearts are enlightened and we love the same God.
Right.
That will only happen when the hearts are enlightened and unified.
Now, as a final question, sir, what I want to ask you is, I understand that this is possible, the love within people and for God and this enlightened society and one world is a possible thing. And your final message to those of them listening out there, what should they do to come to this level as people?
Well, God has given the images of the awaited one on the surface of the moon, in the holy black stone, in the sun. And my piece of advice for humanity is, when the moon rises from the east, look at the moon and look for the human profile on the moon. And then in whatever language you speak and whatever religion you practice, say the name of God 3 times, and you will receive divine energy from that human profile from the moon. And that human profile belongs to Lord Rariya's Gohar Shahi, who is the awaited one. People has to do it and see how it helps them in their day-to-day life, in their spiritual life, in their religious life.
Thank you very much, sir, for this enlightening morning, and I'm sure viewers would have also understood the value of being spiritual in this world. We have our busy lives, we have our work, we have our friends, we have our family, but we do forget that there is someone above and there is a level of spirituality, and that all of us need some spirituality at the end of the day. Thank you indeed, sir, for this wonderful day, wonderful interview. And you can get in touch with His Holiness on this website, that is goharshahi.gs, that is goharshahi.gs, or email at kalkiavatarfoundation.com, that's KALKIAVATAR foundation.com, and you can get in touch with them if you want to know about more spirituality as well. And thank you very much, sir, for being here. And with that, we'll have a wrap on Good Morning Sri Lanka on the 13th of December, and we'll see you tomorrow bright and early.